What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab show. I cannot believe what I just witnessed at UFC 293. Israel Adesanya got upset. I picked the lock pick. I picked Izzy. I thought for sure he'd knock out Sean Strickland in the second round, just like I manifested this, but it went the opposite way. Sean Strickland made the upsets of all upsets. It was like Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. This was unreal. I mean, Sean Strickland was plus 450 to even be in this fight, to even win, dude. It's crazy. So risk 100, you win a $450 back. You put 10,000 down, you win $45,000 back, which is insane. Nobody thought Sean Strickland would win this fight. Only his coaches and maybe Sean Strickland. That's it, dude. He had literally nothing to lose, and Izzy even said it before the fight. That's a dangerous man. Somebody that doesn't have anything to lose is very dangerous, and I just think watching this fight, I think Izzy came into this fight like he had no training camp. He didn't take this fight serious. He thought he was just going to come in here and just knock out Sean Strickland with ease. Like, it looked like he maybe had a week of training. That's it. It looked like Izzy was kind of slow on his feet. He wasn't quick. I don't know what was wrong with Izzy. It was just like he went there to get a paycheck, and that was it, dude. Like, I cannot believe this, dude. Like, this was unreal to me. I mean, Izzy is still one of the biggest UFC stars right now, but this definitely hurts him. This hurts his legacy, absolutely, dude. You were supposed to win this fight. There's no excuses at all. It just looks to me like I said, he just came to get a paycheck. It was crazy. I mean, Sean Strickland had 137 total strikes to Izzy's 94 total strikes. That's crazy. Izzy only threw 94 total strikes? Like, that, to me, that right there, that just brings up question marks. Like, what is Israel Adesanya thinking? What was he thinking during training camp? Like, what was his thought process overall, dude? Like, this was crazy. It was one of them head scratchers. Like, wow. In the end of the first round, it looked like Israel Adesanya was going to get knocked out. It was like, how is he surviving? And it looked like the ref was literally going to stop the fight. I thought for sure they would stop the fight. But Izzy, the champion that he was, they gave him some leverage. Like, all right, I wanted him to fall down, like, completely flatline on his face. But he stood up with like 5 seconds to go in the end of the first round. I was just like, man, this is it, dude. Like, Izzy, I think, I don't know what it is, but I think the hunger might be gone. I don't know what it was. Was it a fluke or was it just a bad night for Izzy? But just definitely just caught me way off guard. Definitely the talks of, the chirping of John Jones. John Jones would maul both of these guys. Like, that is crazy. Like, I just think Israel Adesanya didn't take it too serious. He really didn't. Sean Strickland had 85 shots to the head. Izzy only had 22. Sean Strickland had 45 body shots to Izzy's 38 body shots. So Izzy the whole time was on defense. I don't know what it was. Was it an injury that he had during training camp? I don't know. There's a lot of excuses that we can make up for Israel Adesanya. It just, to me, it was just like I was caught way off guard. I think everybody was. And I think right now, Israel Adesanya, this is a huge problem, dude. Like, I mean, this definitely hurts his legacy. This hurts him moving forward. I thought for sure he'd knock out Sean Strickland. And like I said, fight at UFC 300 and fight Duplessis. I thought that's what made sense to me. But now everything has changed, in the UFC. And I think I'm looking at Demetrius Johnson, the champion that he once was in the UFC. He even said it best. He thinks, in this sport, in MMA, it's the easiest to become champion. I mean, we look at it. I mean, the middleweight champion belt has been, fumbled around a lot now, and I would not disagree. At first, when I heard Demetrius Johnson say this, Mighty Mouse, I thought for sure, oh man, he's just talking that crazy stuff. But, right now, I'm just like, man, there's so many new champions after new champions. We haven't really seen a champion reign except, like, for John Jones. John Jones held the light heavyweight belt for like a decade. Easy a decade. I mean, I think he became champion, the youngest champion ever at 23, dude. That is crazy. Then he went to the heavyweight. Now John Jones is the current heavyweight champion of the world, and he's holding that belt for a while. So I just think, Mighty Mouse is right. I think, it is kind of easy to become champion in the UFC now. Nobody thought Sean Strickland would win this fight, dude. Nobody did. I mean, plus 450, the odds. I thought the odds might have increased, coming out to the walkouts. I thought it might have been like 550. 450 was kind of a leverage here. We look at the styles. I mean, Izzy and Alex Pereira have that great rivalry, but Alex Pereira sparked Sean Strickland. He made him look silly, dude. He made him look like, hey, you're not even supposed to be in the octagon with me in my presence, dude. He hit him with that hook and just dropped Sean Strickland to the ground like a bag of ice. It was just like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, that is crazy. So when Izzy matched up with Sean Strickland, I was like, doesn't really make much sense for the UFC to do this fight, but I just thought it was a slaughterhouse for Sean Strickland. I thought he was in to get slaughtered here. Like, that's it, dude. You're going to get thrown to the wolves. You're the sheep right now, and you're going to get eaten by the wolf that Israel Adesanya is. But it was vice versa. It was the complete opposite. And I just think, looking at Sean Strickland, I think, it was just insane, dude. Like, nobody saw this. But we look at the history of the UFC. There's been some crazy upsets. Ronda Rousey getting upset by Holly Holm, and I wouldn't even call this an upset when Amanda Nunes, the best woman UFC fighter of all time, sparked out Ronda Rousey, her last fight in the UFC. So I wouldn't really call that an upset, but there's been some huge upset. Matt Serra beating GSP, that was another huge upset. And like I said, Buster Douglas defeating Mike Tyson. That these upsets are crazy. It's so crazy with the lock picks that we think that are locks. That I thought for sure Israel Adesanya was a lock pick for me. It definitely was not a lock pick. It's just funny when we think they're lock picks. Most of the time we end up losing those picks, right? That we think, oh, for sure I'm so confident in Israel Adesanya. I was definitely confident. Round 2, knockout, it's over. And then round 1 was like, dude, Israel's just trying to survive here. Like, that is crazy to me. And, there was some jawing back and forth. And we had Sean Strickland saying, I'm not going to lose to a man that masturbates to cartoons and, anime, stuff like that. That is just silly. And that was even before they fought. That was on a different card. And Sean Strickland even said about that is silly. That is silly. I'm not going to lose to a man that masturbates to cartoons. Like, that to me right there was just like, damn, Sean Strickland really is a savage here. He really will fight for everything he has, dude. So I think, Sean Strickland had nothing to lose, so he fought everything he had. So, and I just think Israel Adesanya did not look like Izzy, dude, of the past. He looked like right now, Israel Adesanya looked like, dude, the hunger was gone. Like everything, the speed was gone, the agility was gone, the power was gone from Izzy. I mean, can we say it was an off night? I don't know. Is this the end of Israel Adesanya? Like, straight up, like, dude, nobody saw this coming, dude. Like, Israel's supposed to knock this dude clean out. Throw leg kicks. Israel Adesanya did not throw as many leg kicks as I thought he should, dude. Like, he was just not active at all. I don't know if it was a bad training camp, or we can make 1,000 excuses for Israel Adesanya that the reason why he lost his fight. But I think overall, Israel Adesanya, I think the number one thing why he lost his fight was he underestimated Sean Strickland. Period. He just looked at Sean Strickland and was like, you know what, I'm going to dust this dude. And I think that was the mindset. Even during his training camp, he was like, I'm going to dust this guy. That's it. And I'm going to go on to the next at UFC 300 and spark Duplessis and just, become a badass in the sport of all time. But, things change. And I think, Israel Adesanya, this is a reality check for him. This is a reality check to say, hey, I need to take my opponent serious. Izzy right now is 24-3, dude. He lost it the past couple of years to Alex Pereira. Now Sean Strickland, he lost to Jane when he went up to 205. So, for Izzy, man, this is a reality check, dude. Like, you got to wake up here. You can't just go in the UFC and just raw talent. That Israel Adesanya 100% has great talent. One of the most talented fighters we've ever seen in the octagon. But talent alone cannot just win you the fights, dude. You got to have that hunger. You got to have that passion, dude. And when he got touched up by Sean, you could just see it in Izzy's eyes that he was like, oh, man, like, this is going to be a long night. I do not want to be here. I did not train for this fight like this, dude. I thought, I would just dog walk Sean Strickland. I don't know. Like, he just thought he would just manhandle Sean Strickland like he was a little girl, dude. Like a walk in the park. So I think he just underestimated overall. Now, what's next for Israel Adesanya? I think they should run this back. In Dana White, the UFC, and Sean Strickland, I think Sean would even say, hey, let's run it back as well. Why not? Now, if I'm Sean Strickland, yes, I want a rematch, but what if Sean Strickland, like, kind of is just being arrogant, like, oh no, Izzy has to work his way back. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Israel Adesanya deserves a rematch absolutely for the belt at the 185. Why not? Run it back for the middleweight championship belt. I mean, Izzy, he's a big draw in the UFC, does great business for Dana White in the UFC, so why not? I think they need to run this back and rematch this, because if Israel Adesanya loses again to the rematch, what is next then? What's next? I think for Sean Strickland, obviously defending the belt is next for him. So he's at the top of the pinnacle right now. He's at his peak. Sean Strickland's at his peak. If Alex Pereira were to fight and take Izzy's place right now and fight Sean Strickland, I think that fight's going to go the same way. I think Alex Pereira's going to dust him and knock him out like he did in the first fight. So I think for Israel Adesanya, you want this fight. I think he needs to contact Dana White and say, hey, look, I want a rematch here. I looked embarrassed. Everybody put money on me. Most people lost on me because of what I did, my intentions. Everything that leading up to this fight, his training camp, how that went, everything that Israel Adesanya did up until this moment that he lost this fight and fumbled the bag. He essentially fumbled the bag. He was like minus 610, dude. Like, you're supposed to win here. Sean Strickland was plus 450, dude. Like, he was supposed to get sparked, dude. So if I'm Israel Adesanya, you got to run this fight back. Run it by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, run it by the end of December before 2024 and run this fight back. At Madison Square Garden, with Leon Edwards and Colby Covington on that card. Get John Jones on that card as well. Just get a big card. So I just think for Izzy, you got to want the rematch. You have to. I just think right now Izzy was caught way off guard. Obviously, he's not the GOAT of the UFC. He's still a superstar in the UFC. But this definitely hurts his legacy. 100%, dude. Losing to Sean Strickland the way he did and got manhandled. Izzy, you got to wake up and get the rematch. It's the Clown with Cab Show. Let's go!